If he was in the NFL draft last year, he would have gotten drafted.
I think he has a chance to be LSU's best offensive player ever.
He's special right away as soon as you see him. Guys just aren't that big, they're not that fast, they don't have all of those tools.
He was a man amongst boys as a 15-year-old freshman. I think he'll compete for Heisman trophies. Perennial Pro Bowl running back.
Leonard Fournette is the next Adrian Peterson.
My first impression was a lot of guys that are that fast don't necessarily run with power because at that level they can run around a lot of guys. Leonard Fournette would put his head down and run through people, run around them, run over them, run by them, just kept running for touchdowns. So my impression of him was, God, this guy's big, strong, and fast. And then I checked his track times, and he's a state 100-meter champion. You got to be kidding me.
I think it was as an 8th grader. He looked like he was a senior. He was 5'11", 195, had great speed, physical ability, and it was amazing how talented he was.
The first time I had a chance to actually see Leonard Fournette in person was his freshman year against McDonough 35 in New Orleans. I'd already heard the legend just as as an 8th grader coming into 9th grade, but I had a chance to see him compete against a lot of Division I prospects, and he was a man amongst boys as a 15-year-old freshman.
Probably the spring of his sophomore year, we got to see Fournette for the first time out west. We already knew about him, our southern guys knew about him, but as his film made its way across the country, I saw him probably about 30 seconds into the video. When I watched it for the first time, I knew that this guy had the makings of being a special player and potentially the best running back we've seen in over a decade.
I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll keep saying it. He was the best running back prospect we've seen since Adrian Peterson. And if you asked 40 of the guys out here who the best prospect they ever saw was, 30 of them are going to tell you Adrian Peterson.
Coming out of high school, they look so similar in the way they run, their build, their strength, kind of their demeanor as well.
He was so special and had that full package and ran with so much power that really it was a natural comparison for everyone.
But the AP comparison to me was he's the best running back since Adrian Peterson. Will he be the next Adrian Peterson? He still has to prove that.
I think the difference is that when Peterson came in, he was already going into a high-powered offense at Oklahoma, where I think Fournette's going to have a little bit more weight that he's going to have to carry in that LSU offense.
They're a downhill team. They have been traditionally, and I think Leonard Fournette fits that. He steps into a situation with Jeremy Hill gone that's going to allow him an opportunity to compete. LSU's always been willing to play freshmen if they're ready. He's ready.
I think he'll see the kind of impact that Todd Gurley and TJ Yeldon had at Georgia and Alabama respectively, except I think there's going to be even a bigger role that he'll play just because there's not the other stable of backs there.
If he gets 25 carries a game, he's a 150-yard per game running back at LSU.
I'm telling you, this guy Leonard Fournette, when his time is over and done with, I think he's going to be one of the greatest to put on the LSU uniform.
If he isn't a Heisman contender, SEC Freshman of the Year, first team All-SEC, first team All-American, he doesn't reach those type of levels, I will consider it a miss. 10 years from now, Leonard Fournette will have a lot of records behind him. 3 years and out at LSU, 7 years in the NFL. You'll be talking about him as being the best running back in the NFL in 10 years.